Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever, where today we're going to be looking at a 5v5, I think. Yep, 5v5, played on Serenity Reef, a 20 by 20 kilometer map with about 9,590 reclaim, or exactly, if you want to call me out on shit. Either way, yeah, so strap in, enjoy. There's going to be some naval battles and some land battles and some air battles, and we are going to get right into it with introducing our players, starting with Team 1 up here in the top right. We have a yellow Aeon going first air by the name of Dreyfus. Then we can head up north and look at the purple Aeon by the name of Quitestorm, something like that. Storm is what we're going to call him. Then we can go down to the pink UEF going by the name of Lesas, going first air. And then after him, we have ourselves a red Seraphim by the name of K-Hole going first land. And he's making his way to the middle with that Seraphim Redcom. And then, last but not least, for Team 1, we have ourselves a blue Siren by the name of Tortured Soul going first air. And that's all for Team 1. Let's move down to Team 2, where we can start introducing our players, starting with the white Seraphim by the name of Hunter. Moving over to the west, we have ourselves an orange Siren by the name of Jox333 going first air. Then we can move our way down to the cyan Aeon, best faction and color, going by the name of Nick01. And then we can take a look over to the blue Siren in the back by the name of Campfex 500 going first air. And last but certainly not least for this entire game, we have a gray UEF by the name of Commander Shelby. And that's going to be all of our players in this game. Let's go ahead and speed it up as we wait for these players to start doing stuff to each other. We have ourselves a scout out from Hunter. It's going to be running over the enemy base, going to be seeing all that there is to see. We have a transport now out for Jox333 heading up to that northern island. No other transport out on the field, but now Dreyfus completing his. He's going to be sending that also to the northern island. It's not going to be there in time, I do not believe. The factory will be finishing up about the time that Dreyfus engineers land, so this could be a big victory for Team 2. They're going to be able to grab a hold of this island, I do believe. Yep, there's going to be multiple factories online by the time this first one finishes for Dreyfus. So that's going to be a victory. But we have a second drop of engineers. Is this enough? Maybe if they all work together on one PD, it could be. We have a flare on the way. Going to be getting assistance onto that factory is Storm. Storm now in a kind of dicey situation along with Dreyfus, but now they will be able to fight for the island. It's 3 factories against 2, but there's definitely... I think there's about the same amount of engineers on the field. This bomber out from Jox is really putting in work, going to make it a lot more difficult for Dreyfus and Storm to be able to maintain control of this island. And it does look like Jox has a pretty strong hold and is going to be able to hold on to that. Meanwhile, in the South Island, we did have Nick01 grab up this island by himself, not really contested whatsoever. So the islands are both going to go to Team 2. That is a bad sign for Team 1, as this is a lot of mass. There are 8 mass extractors, I believe, on each island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh no, 6 mass extractors on each island. This one has more, actually. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it has less. Okay. I didn't know the islands weren't completely mirrored. They are slightly different, the southern island being worth a tad bit more. But then again, you do have these little tiny islands here in the Bay of Serenity Reef that can manage to make an outcome on that. The expansion for Dreyfus and Storm have been shut down by the aggression of Jox. And that's going to leave us in a relatively unbalanced map control position for the teams. We're going to see Team 2 with more map control and more mass generation, assuming that they stay on top of their economies. Speaking of the economies and this game in general, we can go ahead and check out the game balance for this game. It is 91% balanced, which is a balanced game over here at Willowcast. We do have ourselves Storm up here in the front line. He's the highest rated player for Team 1, and he's up here trying to help out K-Hole in holding out against the likes of Commander Shelby and possibly other allies coming to assist. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It is a bit risky to have your comm so far forward. He does not have a ton of support from his allies, and he doesn't have his own units here, but he can make a big difference against Commander Shelby, who is going T2 and could be getting up triads relatively soon. So have to keep an eye over there on the middle. And at the northern side, there's literally one mech left to grab and some eco to suck up for Jox, and after that he will be in a very strong position. Let's go ahead and check on reclaim numbers. Overall, Team 1 blazing ahead with with reclaim at least. Over double reclaim for Team 1. Team 2 not doing so well on the reclaim front, but there is a lot for them to reclaim. Once Jox gets his engineers working over here, these numbers will even up a little bit. And we, of course, have all of this aggression that got shot down over here, and the rocks that can be reclaimed up pretty easily by either side. Going ahead and looking at overall eco, both teams above 200 mass a second already. Looks like Team 2 is slightly ahead, as is to be expected with these extra mass points on both islands. Going to be able to use that to their advantage, even get up some more mechs upgrades in the back line a little bit faster. And we have a bunch of factories down here being spammed out by Nick. He's going to be getting a lot of naval factories online. That's going to help out his chances at holding on to naval supremacy if he can manage to get his hands on it. He has more factories almost than the entire rest of the map combined. 2, 3, 4, 5, a fifth about to finish, or a sixth about to finish, and we only have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the enemy team, so he is definitely pulling his weight as far as Navy is concerned, but he kind of needs to, as he is the only player building naval units at the moment, or naval factories for his team. Commander Shelby and Nick up here in the front trying to force Storm away from this position, and Storm is going to be forced back down into the yellow with 7,000 HP. Gonna need to be very careful with that comm. Those 2 PD are going to throw a lot of damage into him. T2 now on the way for Nick. Storm needs to be careful. He is down low on HP. He does not have the time to sit around here and reclaim. He could possibly kill off more of this T1, but triads are being thrown up at an astounding rate thanks to Commander Shelby getting the 2 drone upgrades for his shoulders. And now he's taking a lot of damage that he probably doesn't need to. He probably should just fall back here. He's playing very aggressive with this comm, and while I like to see Aeon comms getting a lot of kills, I do not like to see them dying when they really, really do not need to. Needs to keep falling back out of the range of those triads, which are trying to pound him down. Is there a potential for a snipe? Do we have anything on the cards as far as that is concerned? We have Corsairs now being produced by Campfex 500. So that is going to be a possibility. I'd like to see Storm possibly go into the water. There's not a lot of Navy out of the opposing team, and I'm pretty sure they can see that. Yes, they have a relatively good idea that there's very little Navy going on in general, so needs to start planning around that. Oh wait, actually that was the wrong team. No, they have no idea how much Navy's going on. All they know is they were able to walk or sail a frigate over into enemy territory. But it does look like Storm has managed to get out of the line of fire for now. This PD creep is going to be somewhat of an issue. Both Nick and Shelby working on this with T2 comms, going to be throwing up this pulse shield generator very, very quickly. Nick giving a lot of support to his front player while also maintaining a strong eco and starting to get up a naval advantage as he's fighting the units of Les Sauce against... Is it Les Sauce or Lee Sauce? I'm going with Les Sauce because that is so much more fun for me. And yeah, let's go ahead and check at the 10-minute reclaim numbers. 14,000 for Team 1 and Team 2 down to 8.7 thousand. Not doing great on reclaim. Overall economies, though, Team 1 is slightly ahead. Really, wow, Team 1 is slightly ahead overall with economies. Not a massive margin, just about 10 to 20 mass per second. Maybe a little bit more than that, but it is, of course, all very close still in this match. Team 2 down here. Wait, did I do the teams wrong? Oh my god, what the hell? Was that Corsairs? That was Corsairs! I wasn't even paying attention. That is a big game changer right now, as Storm has been taken out by the likes of Corsairs out from our blue air player here in the back. I don't even know how many Corsairs that took, but he was pretty low on health, so it can't have been that much. So now Team 1 down quite a little bit by that. There is already engineers over here for Dreyfus reclaiming this base, and it's going to be very important for him to try and regain control of this, try and get the eco back up. We have a bomber still out from, wow, is this the original bomber? A bomber with 12 kills out from Jocks. If this is the original bomber, that is freaking ridiculous. Look at that, 12 kills, 4 veterancy. This thing's regenerating 4 health a second. That's significant for a T1 unit. About to get another kill, may even go up another point in veterancy for this. Up to 13 kills. Is he going to be able to do it? If he kills off one more engineer, if he kills off that last engineer, this is a 5 vet bomber. The hero that we needed. Look at that. Oh my word, this is silly efficient for a T1 bomber, killing off almost 1,000 mass by itself, and now it goes down into the deep. Press F in the chat for that Zeus. He was truly a trooper for Team 1, or for Team 2, and Team 1 is now in a bad position. With the death of Storm, they also lost all of their Navy on the north side of the map. So now they are losing Navy on both sides. There's a ton of Navy out now from Nick, and it's slowly steamrolling its way through Lee sauces or Lay sauces, however you wanna go at it. It's rolling through his forward production facility, and that is going to be painful. He does have a secondary production facility in the back. He has his T2 HQ. He's starting to get up governors, which I don't think that's the right call right now. A governor does not help you deal with this many frigates. He needs more frigates, or he needs to get up a destroyer or Cooper torpedo boat. That governor is the wrong call in my humble opinion. We have a strat bomber now out from Tortured Soul. Let's see if it can outdo the Zeus bomber of this game. The strat bomber, of course, already being spotted. We saw pings on it already. Let's see if there is any kind of response as far as our air players go. I don't think there's any T3 air. There is a T3 air factory finished up for Campfex, but I don't know if he has the power to produce an ASF at this given moment. We do have a Corsair trying to chase down. We have a couple ASF going to be taking down the Corsair. So let's see if this Revenant can outdo its Zeus brethren that was on the other team. So Zeus opponent, and get more than 950 mass. Actually, no, we're going to make it hard. Can it get more than 14 kills? Can it manage 14 kills on this bomber? He's going to hit a shield with his first bomb, which is a bad way to start if you're trying to get to 14 kills on a bomber. We'll have to see if there's any kind of like anti-air built up. It is, it's having troubles making decisions on what it exactly wants to do. What are you going to bomb now? He's going to be going for the economy of Nick. It looks like he's going to get 2 mass extractors, and that's immediately up to 12 kills on this strat bomber and 1 veterancy. So he's already getting close to that 14 kill mark, but I still don't think it's nearly as impressive as that T1 bomber. Unfortunately, he is going to be outshined. Even if he gets more done economically against Nick, it's just not enough, and that bomb is going to take out more mass extractors, more shields, the ASF coming in behind trying to get damage off, but these turns are going exceptionally well for the likes of Tortured Soul with this strat bomber. The bomber is going to come in, drop another bomb right here. It's not quite going to get as much as the other bombing runs have, but up to 33 kills and 3 veterancy. Can it get to 5? I believe the opposing ASF was shot down as it's no longer chasing. Another ASF has spawned. It's going to be chased down. Oh, he needs to make a turn with this strat bomber if he wants to keep it. He keeps the strat bomber alive just barely, and he's doing really well with his own ASF, stopping his opponents from doing very much whatsoever. Can it get another bomb off? Can it wreak enough havoc to put his team back into the lead? We'll have to find out relatively soon. Going back up, I think that was a missed opportunity. You could have just dropped a bomb onto the eco of Commander Shelby there. It might be a little bit more difficult now to get damage done. Holy crap! Oh my god, we caught that on camera. It hit the cliff. It hit the cliff. Oh my word. It crashed and then decided to get back into the air. Oh. Cyber technology for you. It's having it has its struggles, but man, that was funny. Okay. It just hit this cliff. It's just like I'm gonna smack into this now. Oh man, I'm so glad I did that. Over here on the eastern side, Nick had his economy quite badly hurt. He's managed to rebuild, but the issue is he spent a lot of mass doing that, so he's going to have less production as of the moment. And there is now torpedo bombers causing him trouble. He's starting to produce a bunch of shards, which could be a double-edged sword. If he produces enough shards to kill off all the torpedo bombers, that's great, but the issue with that is he won't have anything to deal with these Valiant-class destroyers that are now coming out onto the field. He needs to get up to Tech 2 really quickly, and he needs to be able to deal with this in a timely manner, but he doesn't even have Tech 2 Navy unlocked yet. He hasn't quite upgraded one of these factories just yet. We have a Zooey drop now out from K-Hole, going to be trying to deal with the production of Navy for Nick. Nick being focused quite hard by everybody on Team 1, and rightfully so. He is one of the highest rated players in this game. Him and Jox tied for the highest rated player still alive in this game. Now we do have artillery dropping their little explosive death balls onto various things, but not going to even kill a single thing. That's an investment that just will be lost. We're nearing the 20-minute mark. Let's look at reclaim again. Yet again, Team 1 massively ahead. Oh, twice as much reclaim as their opponents. And Team 2 now looking at a situation where they may be in a bit of trouble, as economy-wise, I think they're still behind. They're still slightly behind, and it's starting to look like there's going to be a resurgence on the east side. On the west side, we have enough torpedo bombers to deal with any kind of aggression coming out from Jox. So it's definitely looking like they've managed to get themselves back into this game. We have a lot of units out from K-Hole. We've kind of been ignoring this middle area. It's been quite stagnant. I'm pretty sure I saw on the minimap some run-bys that got some damage done, but we might see another big one right now, as a lot of units are grouping up down here for K-Hole, and they're going to be running into this area where there's only really 3 tanks to deal with them. A triad's coming up soon, so they need to press this advantage soon. One triad is not that difficult to deal with, but multiple triads starting to be built over here on this more right flank, this southern area of the mountain here that's used as a kind of choke point for land units. We have Zooeys going out onto the water trying to make themselves more useful. We have T2 bombers out from Hunter. He's going to be using these Nathas to try and deal with the land aggression out from K-Hole, but K-Hole's going to get through. There's going to be enough units to deal with these triads. I'm sure he'll be able to kill off the engineers as well. The triad finally going down. The second triad will never finish. And these units running by out from K-Hole can possibly pose a threat. If there's some kind of air to come help this out, stop these bombers from just killing everything, that would be very useful for K-Hole. We do have a lot more ASFs out on the field for Team 1. I don't know if they know they have that kind of advantage. I'd like to see the air players for Team 1 get a little bit more aggressive with their air. Their air is in the lead right now. The only player on Team 2 with T3 air is, of course, Campfex, and he's behind due to that strat bomber aggression. All of his early ASFs just got shot down trying to kill off that strat bomber. I think that Team 1 can definitely abuse air a little bit better than they are at the moment, as these Ilshavas continue to push in, and along with some Thoms. There's Zooeys that did get killed off. And we have a lot of shards down here for Nick. Is he still producing shards? He currently has 31 shards. And apparently that's the magic number. He's done with shards for a little bit. I think. Wait, is he done with shards? That's a frigate. Why were there different icons? This one's producing a destroyer, I think? Yeah. Okay, so that's why there were different icons. These 31 shards, I mean, they are probably enough to deal with a few torpedo bombers, not very many though. We have gunships now coming out, renegades out from Jocks to kind of stop the aggression coming out from K-Hole with the land. He managed to pick up 2 mass extractors and put on a lot of pressure, but the problem is he's left quite the mass field, over 5,000 mass to reclaim down here for Team 2. Wrass on the way for Tortured Soul. And a scouting raid now out from LaSauce, and he is going to be able to see that there's a lot of T2 land factories now being built up by Nick. Is Nick going to try and do a hover spam strategy while he's also producing a lot of Navy? Seems expensive, to be completely frank. Let's see how Nick's doing economically. He's in a horrible mass stall. Needs to start prioritizing what his mass is being spent on. He is, of course, upgrading mexes, but he needs to pause everything while he's doing that, just to make it go by faster instead of having this extended period of slow production and slow upgrades. Pause the factories just momentarily while you get full T3 mexes at your main base, and you could be in a better position, at least in my opinion. Alright, we have air battles taking place between Campfex and Dreyfus at the moment. Campfex just doesn't have enough ASF. Even if he kills off all of these, there's more ASF in the back from Tortured Soul. So that is going to result in a air win thanks to the cruiser for Campfex, actually. So I was just wrong in my assumptions there. And the navies of both Lysos and Nick are over here. They're posturing a little bit. They're just kind of sitting here. And we have a lot of naval units for Nick, but the problem is a lot of them don't shoot other naval units. Nick overall has more shards than any other type of unit in his... Oh, never mind. He has slightly more frigates than shards, but that is a bit misleading. It looks like he has a massive naval advantage, but in reality he kind of just doesn't, thanks to these 5 Valiants. He's now starting to produce his own destroyers, but that isn't going to be on the same par as having a... He's not going to have as many for a little bit. Nick now moving into the water with his comm. And we're going to speed it up as there's very little happening. There is a bit of aggression out over here from the naval units of Jocks, but there's not too terribly much happening for these players at the moment. Lysos is being a bit distracted. He has naval units on both sides, which it can work, but he's definitely going to have to thread the needle with how many units he sends to each side if he decides to keep doing this. His allies have managed to get up to Tech 2 Navy, and they are starting to produce units relatively quickly, mainly just Dreyfus kind of helping out with the Navy on the north side. Lysos kind of in a position, he's the highest rated player on his team. K-Hole is his next highest, and he's only 1,000 rated. So it is a bit of a position where he needs to kind of prioritize his time as much as possible. Has to try and find a way to kind of carry his team, as his team is ecoing quite well. Like, holy crap, that's a lot of eco. But doesn't quite seem to be producing the same kind of leads. He's managed to grab himself a lead in the Southern Navy, but everywhere else on the map is starting to look a bit dire. As we can see, the middle is doing well, and this Southern Navy is holding. But everywhere else, it looks like Team 1 is a bit anemic, a bit low on the unit count. Overall, in air, it does look like both Dreyfus and Tortured Soul have fallen behind enough to allow Campfex to have air supremacy. He won't be able to abuse it quite as heavily. As of course there is still enough ASF here that any major investment in something that isn't an ASF at the moment will be difficult to pull off. and maintain air control. But we have a large naval battle now taking place over here in the northern side. It does look like Jox is going to be forced back by the Exodus and Frigate combo. Aeon Navy yet again proving how much better it is than the Cybran scum of the naval world. 3 destroyers being quite ballsy out here for Nick, trying to harass the units of Lysos. That shot, we're just going to ignore it. That shot out of the Exodus class destroyer that just decided to fire wherever the hell it wanted. And there is another run-by attempt going on by K-Hole here in the middle. It's not going to be nearly as effective. Yeah, no, this one's just going to get shut down. This is just a mass donation, if we're being honest with ourselves. And we have T3 now on the way for K-Hole. It looks like he's either going to be going for an air grid or possibly see some super spicy artillery going on. We have ARAS and RAS on the way for Nick and Hunter respectively. Players getting a lot of economical upgrades. Overall, economy-wise, Team 2 finally eking ahead in generated eco. Looks like they're kind of consistently up 100 mass a second and over 100,000, or not quite 100,000, almost 100,000 mass generation total in the lead. The highest economy player in the game is Tortured Soul, though. He has managed to build up quite the economy back here. He's starting to get to the point where he's going to build RAS comms. He's having power troubles, and he's also kind of having just, in general, troubles with spending way too damn much. But at least he has a lot, and now his ASF number has just exploded thanks to the help of these hives on his air grid. Tortured Soul now sitting at a 70 ASF when not very long ago he was much lower, versus 57 out from Campfex. Dreyfus even pitching in 40 more. I really think that Dreyfus and Tortured Soul need to start abusing this air advantage they have built themselves. They can right now go for air snipes. If they try to snipe off one of the players doing really well, Jox, or even if they just snipe off Shelby, that's going to leave a massive front for K-Hole to expose. And they can definitely do so. They have the ASF number, they just need to realize it and to use it. Maybe they are a bit scared, but you can tell just from this that you have more ASF. If everybody is patrolling their ASF, you can kind of just guess who has more, especially if you have T3 radar set up. There's definitely an advantage, and they need to press it. Down here in the south, there's still a lot of T1 units, and T3 has finished up in Navy for Nick. He has an aircraft carrier and an Omen-class battleship. There is T3 also here for Lysos, opting for the Neptune-class battlecruiser. Very good at dealing with frigates, but does get countered by this battleship that's been built up. A large push now coming out from Nick, but Nick is still kind of deceiving. It looks like he has a massive lead, but yet again, I'm pretty sure his lead is kind of just tied up in the shard count, and he also just doesn't really have that many destroyers, if any. There's 3 destroyers here versus just off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2 battle cruisers, 8, some barracudas. This is not a fight that Nick is going to win. Even with that battleship, he can get chased down. The battleship will do a lot, but it won't do everything. He's about to start getting chased down. Neptune classes can chase down with the help of the bulwark shields and frigates. But no, the bulwark shields go down, and that is not very good. Is he power stalling? They went down almost simultaneously. No, just took all the damage at the same time. The bulwark shields now recharging, coming back online for Lysos. And we can see Nick yet again being pushed out. These shards, all that's left, the shards, the thing that's kind of making it look like he has a large navy, are the thing deceiving his opponent. He also has these mermaids, which are also a naval version of the Deceiver, which will be very nice. There's another naval battle going on over here in the north. We have Omen-class battleship. Aeon Navy doing very well in this game. I mean, I guess down here it's not going so well, but hey, if I look at one side of the map instead of the other, it does look like the Aeon Navy is doing very well. And on the other side of the map, yeah, this is bad. We do have Aeon Hover now in play, along with those Asylum shield generators. Enough Asylums to drive anybody mad. And we have a lot of Omen classes needing to fall back. This Omen class backing up, that's not the most efficient way to do this, but you know, the Omen class is going to have to pull a lot of weight here if Nick is going to keep up with his forward production facilities. He's spent a lot of time and money to invest in a bunch of T2 support factories. He's starting to produce a ton of destroyers. Is it going to be enough? He just needs to hold out long enough for his production to kick in. Does he have the economy for this? He does have the economy. He's going to be stalling very soon, but 13,000 mass will get you a lot of progress on a lot of destroyers, and having a ton of destroyers show up right now might be helpful. K-Hole has built an experimental that is a chicken that has been built. We have more shields going online. He's finished his power grid, hasn't quite started building anything in it. He has probably the second weakest economy in the game at 180 mass a second. The only person weaker being Commander Shelby with 113 mass a second. And he is investing in very expensive projects. Now, let's go ahead and check on Nick again. Can he afford this yet? No, he can't. He's having moments where he has maybe enough reclaim or just enough economy to deal with it, but he just kind of doesn't have it at the moment. And he has 428 mass a second, but it just does not seem like very much. Tortured Soul saying, I'm 900, tell me what to do. Drafe is saying so. Honestly, anybody on Team 1 should be able to tell that they have an air advantage. 69 ASF. Why did your ASF number go down? Did you stop making them? Don't do this! Build more ASF! No! Oh, now he's at... He doesn't have the air advantage anymore, and he should have it. He's throwing everything into Navy, apparently, but you're in the, like, kind of quintessential air spot, and you've kind of gotten enough Navy. It's time to start getting your air advantage and abusing it. You need to start building something to deal with all of these. You need to build something that's going to win you the game, not more eco. You still might have the highest eco in the game. Nick is close to him, but 489 versus 428. His economy is exceptionally strong. If he wants to help with the Navy at this point, just start sending things to assist the factories of Lysos, as he's going to be a little bit better with dealing with it. The Yathoda now in the water, the chicken making its way forward. Does Team 1 know about this? No, they do not. They have no idea that this is a chicken. They may have spotted a chicken, but I'm not sure. Their scouting has not been too amazing this game. But on the other side, the scouting's there. It's just not. It's not super consistent either. There can definitely be some things sneaky snuck into things. We have more aircraft carriers being built by Campfex, getting up aircraft carriers to try and bolster his air production numbers. And yeah, Campfex just has an air advantage at the moment. This northern side was pushing, made it all the way to this island, but was forced off. And down in the southern side, we have so many. We looked here just a minute ago, and there were no Exoduses left, and so many Exodus class destroyers have materialized out of the blue. And this is going to be a very, very spicy battle once it fully kicks off. Omen-class battleships, Exodus destroyers. That chicken is taking hella damage. Chicken dying to the destroyers. There were just enough destroyers here to deal enough torpedo damage to kill off a chicken. That chicken is going to get its revenge, its comeuppance. It's going to be able to deal some damage to these Exodus classes, but I don't think many of them are in threat of dying, and even if they do, there's going to be like 12 more to replace them in no time flat, as Nick has managed to somewhat stabilize his economy. He only is this Mastall looks bad, but he's really still producing all of these units quite quickly. He has all of this hover spam. This Aeon Armada is just going to be dealing so much damage over on to the likes of our pink UEF Lysos friend. Harm's now being built up by Campfex in this naval area, going to be able to help with any kind of defensive battle, but I don't think... I think at this point we're looking at a situation where he's replaced his frigates with destroyers and still has equal numbers. He's just going to win this. This is just a win. He can literally attack, move, and win. Oh my word, so many Exodus class destroyers. I love it. Just watch this firing. The firing squad of doom. Whatever they target dies immediately. Oh man, it's so beautiful. Watch the UEF disappear before your eyes. This is a very rare sight to see, but when you do see it, it is absolutely the best thing ever. Let's get in closer, get more of an action shot going on. Oh my word. As the UEF units evaporate, the bulwark shield's not nearly enough to deal with this. Every volley takes off all of the shields every single time. Just watch it. Every shield goes down, and Neptune-class battle cruisers just taken out of the water. It's beautiful. I love it. And you can see as I pan the camera back, there's just more units always making their way in. More Exodus classes, more land units, more asylums, more blazes. It's just an untenable situation for Away Sauce, as he just doesn't have the production to deal with this. He doesn't have the economy. He did not play it like Nick. He did not decide to go for the overwhelming economic play. He decided to just try and make what he had work. And it's just not nearly enough. He has T3 mass extractors on his forward island. That's borderline BM. If he upgrades this one, that is just kind of BM. And he totally could. We have Hunter, a player we haven't talked about very much this game. He's kind of just sat in his base and tried to support his team. We have support commander dying somewhere. I won't even try and find it. But he's built a nuke launcher. It has one nuke loaded, so if any nuclear defense get taken down, that's going to be a very dangerous situation for Team 1. And Team 1 kind of slipping. They're kind of falling behind everywhere. They no longer have... They have 4 ASF plus 21 ASF versus Campfex, who is sitting on 171. And he's not the only one. Jox even has air now with 25 ASF. And Jox has as many ASF, and he's not even focusing on it, as Team 1 does combined. That's not even taking into account as Campfex. Jox has enough to possibly win air by himself. The Navy of Nick is just, it's they can't beat it anymore. We have an experimental unit built by Campfex. He's built a Tempest in case they weren't winning Navy hard enough. Get that experimental battleship online. There's an artillery piece on the way for K-Hole, but K-Hole, I don't think you get to complete an artillery piece when there are, how many? Just on screen right now. 18 Exodus class destroyers about to be able to fire, plus 4 Omens, and overall 26 of these beautiful, beautiful ships. And an experimental unit has been completed yet again by Campfex. Where is this one and what is it? He's finished the Tempest. He's apparently built another experimental unit. I just don't know where. In Atlantis, getting the naval experimentals online for his team. And now we have the Exodus classes focusing down onto K-Hole. Another support commander dying somewhere. At this rate, I'm probably going to miss another comm dying. A strategic launch has been detected, this time out from Hunter. Is it going to be enough? And here was the strategic launch. It killed off the Patron missile defense. And that is going to be the death of Dreyfus. Dreyfus not having the anti-nuke. Maybe K-Hole might be his saving grace, but no, it does not look like it, as Dreyfus is going to get nuked. This Aeon base, this beautiful Aeon base is going to go down, but it's okay, because in the end, it's Aeon that won the day. Aeon won the Navy, and the Navy is going to end the game. As more and more Exodus shells fly into the base of K-Hole. K-Hole going to be going down momentarily. Once these power generators are killed, K-Hole can just be killed himself. Power generator going down. Dreyfus control Ks. K-Hole control Ks. Lesauce and Tortured Soul are the last players around. Tortured Soul had this game in his hands. He had the air advantage and he was so far ahead, but he stopped producing air to produce Navy. And I think he could have possibly gone for the overwhelming air strategy. Just build ASFs with most factories, then build up some of the strap bombers and just snipe. Another nuclear launch detected. Another nuke going towards the Lesauce. He's had a valiant hold against the absolute overwhelming Navy of Nick, but it won't be enough. He won't be able to claim his prize. He will be falling today. He will be falling to the likes of the Aeon Army, or Aeon Navy and Army. Let's not forget the Marines. They're not really Army, they're the Marines. The Aeon Marines coming out. The nuke killing off the likes of Lesauce. And now it's just Tortured Soul with his comm way back here in the back. And that is going to be the end of the day, the games, end of it all. Tortured Soul going to be killed off by Exodus classes or going to be control K'd. That's his options. Nothing else is going to be even threatening the comm. Support commanders dying at a rapid pace, and Exodus classes focus down onto the comm. This is the end for you, my friend. GG, well played. Go next. Mass Fabricator explosion may even end up killing him off, but no, the Exodus classes deciding they will take the kill themselves, and that is the end of this game. Thank you all for watching. You all have been beautiful. If you'd like to see more of my content, there is the subscribe button. My channel has over 100 casts now, I'm pretty sure. If not, it's damn near close to that. You all are beautiful. I will see you. And then there's definitely over 100 FAF videos. Now that I'm trying to correct myself. And if you count double and triple casts, there's definitely over 100 casts. But yes, thank you all for joining me. You all are beautiful. Thank you to my patrons, Timothy Calderwood, Sergeant Syphilis, Nogthar, Idle Betazoid, and Mutant Gene Pool. Oh, Icy Nightmare as well. I've just decided I'm saying them all every single time. If somebody wants to be upset at me for it, I don't care. I'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, comment. Bye-bye!